Okay. Okay, so good morning, respected sir, and all my dear friends. Today we are dealing with our
Yes,
paper number
just
one.
yeah, your presentation we are not able to see in full screen.
Now,
Not yet. We are seeing the slides on one side. It is not fully playing. Yeah, full. Have
now is it
you? Yeah, have you shared the entire screen or a window?
window.
Then you have to find that window where the presentation is going. It will go in another window. That window you will have to share.
Now is it visible? Full
No,
screen.
no, no. You have to play your presentation, continue playing, and then you have to share a window. Otherwise, the better option is entire screen. That is easier one with
Okay.
PPT. If you have any video, then you won't be able to perhaps do that. Yeah, audio will not come in that. Yeah. Yes, now it is.
Okay. Um, so good morning, sir, and my all dear friends. Today we are dealing with our paper number 108, the American literature, and my topic name is Hemingway, the Conquest of Pen. These are key objectives of this presentation. The first one is who is Hemingway, then what was in Hemingway's writing that enabled him to command the loyalty of a generation. In this point, we are dealing with 2 points that always a young writer and always a writer for the young, then his great subject panic. Third point is why is Hemingway important and existential elements in For Whom the Bell Tolls of Ernest Hemingway. So, who is Hemingway? Hemingway's full name is Ernest Miller Hemingway. He was born in July 21, 1899 and died July 2, 1961, age 61. He was got awarded Nobel Prize in Literature in 1954. He was famous for objective and terse prose style. What is a terse prose style? So terse means a brief or using very few words. This quote is from Hemingway that always do sober what you said, do drunk. That will teach you to keep your mouth shut. Now, our second point, always a young writer and always a writer for the young. So, Hemingway had written something happens to our good writers at a certain age. Devote the first half of their lives to imitating human experience and the second to parodying their imitation. He was always a young writer and always a writer for the young. So his why? Because his novel The Sun Also Rises in his mid-20s and completed most of his great stories by the age of 40. He was started a campaign of terror against the fixed vocabulary of literature, a purge of style and form. And in the name uh, of neutrals, he modeled a new artifice for tension, a short with a written and whether in the novel or story. He was stuck past the barriers of culture and seems to disregard the racial of civilized relationships. His great subject, panic. In his very first stories, Hemingway struck straight to the heart of our nihilism, writing with that marvelous courage. Hemingway struck straight to the heart of our nihilism through stories about people who have come to the end of the line, who no longer know what to do or where to turn. He was touched upon something deeper, something that broke forth in his fiction as the most personal and lonely kind of experience, but was formed by the pressure of 20th century history. His excellence, he stood ready to face through the clinched shape of his stories. He kept insisting that no one can escape. Moment of truth come to all of us. John Berryman. John Berryman is a American poet and scholar. He was once said that we live in a culture where man can go through his entire life without having once to discover whether he is coward. So Hemingway forced his reader to consider such possibilities, and through the clinched step of his stories, he kept insisting that no one can escape. Moment of truth come to all of us. Fatalistic as they often seem, immersed in image of violence and death, his stories are actually insistment to personal resistance and renewal. Reading them, one felt stirred to a stronger sense, if not of one possible freedom, then at least of one's possible endurance and comprehensive in uh, stoicism. So, last point is this existential elements in For Whom the Bell Tolls of Ernest Hemingway. So it is this attempt at participation which Hemingway discussed in For Whom the Bell Tolls. Robert Jordan, an American professor, joins the communist forces as a dynamiter during the Spanish Civil War. At the beginning of his service, Jordan found a great fulfillment in his participation and seemed on his way to commitment to uh, coziness. This line is from the For Whom the Bell Tolls, and these are stop making dubious literature about the Barbara and the old Ibersis, and admit that you have liked to kill as all who are soldier by choice have enjoyed it at a low time whether they lie about it or not. You have been tamed with it a long time. It is because of this taint of spirit from too much that Jordan must reject communist ideology, although he desired to participate in the world, cannot do to the extent called for by the collective because he cannot place the reality of the collective before that of the individual. So what Hemingway is saying in For Whom the Bell Toll, and which is consist with existentialism, uh, is that the life of the individual with its plenitude of concept, experience, transcend rationally devised political and social system. The participation that Jordan seeks is a needed one of brotherhood with his fellow men, but it is not brotherhood of collunism. Perhaps the key to kind of participation that Jordan seeks is in the sermon by the John Donne, which the title of the book is taken. The key part of the sermon is in the last few lines. Any man's death diminishes me because I am involved in mankind and therefore never sent to for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for three. With this discovery of the self and the realization that what one shares with other is the existential condition, Hemingway has found the basic for participation in the movement. From the courage to be as a oneself to the courage to be as a part, Hemingway has elevated the existential view, which before only an individual process, to a universal position. And courage is the force which enables the individual to move from participation. These are references, and thank you.
Okay, good. Well presented. Your first slide was very good, where you put the objective. So that is a good idea, which other students can also adopt. That you put what are your key objectives, which you are going to discuss in the said presentations. So good points were raised in the beginning and then they were answered in the subsequent presentation. Okay, questions to her? Sneha?
Yes, sir. Riddhi, my question is that what makes Hemingway great?
Uh, yes, Neha. Ernest Hemingway was one of the greatest American writer of the 20th century, and I think his most popular work, *The Old Man and the Sea*, uh, and he got the Nobel Prize for Literature for his powerful style, forming mastery of the art of narration. So I think that way, Ernest Hemingway was the most popular and famous.
Hello Riddhi, my question is who said every man's death diminishes me?
Yes, any man that diminishes me. This line from John Donne, River John Donne.
Okay, next presenter is now, after Riddhi, Niyati.